Good morning, everyone. I am Joyce Tarzana presenting here with me, Gian Sarile and Rad Batioco, and with our co-members, Gwyneth Aristo, Russell Aguila, and Faisal Visperas. This is Journalikha's Pecha Kucha presentation.
Fauvism is an art movement that started in France, emerging in the early 20th century, specifically around 1904 and continued beyond 1910. Its main components include expressive and unnatural colors, bold brushstrokes, as well as abstract shapes, all of which creates a jarring yet captivating piece of art. This painting is entitled Woman with a Hat, a 1905 oil and canvas painting by French artist Henri Matisse, depicting his wife, Amélie Matisse. This painting is the one that kickstarted the stylistic shift in Henri's work as a painter and eventually became the first of his many paintings in this style. Slaughter is a 1905 watercolor, gouache, India ink, and pastel painting on paper by Georges Rouault. The most intriguing part of this painting of his is the indiscernible figures presented in the painting, which is said to represent the bleak anonymity of French bourgeoisie culture. Open Window Collier is a painting by Henri Matisse painted in 1905, which depicts a view out of the window of his apartment in Collier on the southern coast of the Mediterranean Sea in France. The Joy of Life is a painting also by Henri Matisse, which he painted in 1905 and 1906. It depicts an Arcadian landscape filled with brilliantly colored forests, meadow, sea, and sky populated by nude figures both at rest and in motion. He made it to celebrate the pleasures and joys of life through a vibrant and almost dreamlike landscape. Charing Cross Bridge is a painting by André Dran, painted in 1906. It was actually a commissioned painting depicting the Charing Cross Bridge in London, showing the separation of the industrialized city from the rural countryside by a bridge.
Have you ever had the impression that something is deeper than it seems? Artists in the late 1800s and early 1900s felt something similar. They admired the Impressionists' ability to capture color and light. However, some artists, like the ones we're going to see in this presentation, wanted for something more substantial, something that had more emotion, which is where post-impressionism comes in. The Café Thérèse at Night by Vincent van Gogh is more than just a lovely scene of a French cafe under the stars. The warmth of the yellow almost escapes onto the chilly blue night. Van Gogh was a master at reflecting strong emotions in people through color. He was painting not only about what he saw, but also the feelings that came with it. Then you have Paul Cézanne and his mountain, Mont Sainte-Victoire. He looked at this mountain over and over, but each time, he was trying to understand its structure. He used these deliberate brushstrokes and blocks of color to give it a real sense of weight and permanence, something beyond just a quick glance. Golden wheat fields shimmer under an azure sky with swirling white clouds. A dark cypress tree towers to the right, contrasting with lighter olive trees and distant hills. Van Gogh described the wheat fields with cypresses as capturing intense heat, the thick paint like textured fabric, the sky like the vibrant plaid, filled the summer's energy. Inspired by Japan, Van Gogh painted La Mosme at 35. Notice the symbolic use of color, bringing energy with patterns and intense hues. Complementaries, blues, and oranges pop against the pale green, a departure from his earlier Impressionist style. Cézanne's The Card Players from the 1890s, more than just a scene. It's like a human still life. Notice the balance, the focus on form, echoing his still lives. This quiet moment, looking action, creates a timeless feeling, both familiar and distant. Contemporary art. What is it? It's art now. Challenging ideas, breaking boundaries, reflecting our world. From the personal to the political. It can be beautiful, provocative, or confusing. But it's always sparking conversation. Art of our time, for our time.
Quiapo by Elmer Berlongan. Made in the year 2004, it's a contemporary artwork that captures the city life in the Philippines. The people in the artwork portrays the different emotions we encounter on a daily basis, but to take it literally, it shows struggle, faith, and perseverance of Filipinos, a chaos filled with fate. The Back of Love by Andres Barrio Quinto, created in the year 2010. This contemporary piece blends in surrealism and Baroque influences. The figure, surrounded by birds and butterflies, faces away, hiding emotion. It represents pain, beauty, and transformation. Barrio Quinto shows how nature can reflect our internal chaos. Its love turned into silence, haunting yet beautiful. Blurs of Opposite by Jigger Cruz. This artwork, made around 2014, defaces classical imagery with thick neon strobes. Jigger Cruz challenges tradition by layering chaos over order. The bright textures scream rebellion, representing a clash of past and present. It's the art that asks, can destruction be creation? Ronald Ventura's untitled piece from 2011 showcases hyperreal figures with layered symbols, muscles, tattoos, and masks. It captures the overload of modern identity. Ventura blends realism with comics and graffiti to explore how we're shaped by media, history, and emotion, a fusion of culture on one body. Ang Ligid Cruz, painted in the year 1999 by Alfredo Esquilo Jr., showcases a man in a tight shrine-like space surrounded by Catholic symbols. It shows how spirituality can be both refuge and pressure. The title, A Real Place in Manila, becomes a metaphor for inner struggle and faith, sacred yet suffocating.
And that's it! Thank you for listening to Journalikha's Pecha Kucha presentation. Once again, this is Joyce Tarzona, Rad Batiyoko, Gian Rael Sarile, Gwyneth Aristo, Russell Aguila, and Faisal Vesperas. We hope that you learned something today from our presentation.